Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited because we're going to be testing out a brand new drugstore foundation. We're going to do a first impressions review and full day wear test. So I have Milani's brand new Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation. So I'm super excited about this because it does come in 45 different shades, which I think for this being a drugstore foundation, that is literally amazing. I got the shade 310 Golden Sand, which I totally guessed. So hopefully we have a good match, but you guys know I'm not the best at matching my shades, but I'm gonna make it work like always. But yeah, this does retail for $14. I got it at Ulta, but I'm sure if you see it at Walmart or Target, it's probably gonna be a couple dollars cheaper, but that's just like the average standard price that's at Ulta and on Milani's website. But it's supposed to be really good for your skin. It's supposed to protect your face against blue light. So like the light that you get from your phone and being on the computer all day, which for me, that is like my life because I work from home. So hopefully this will be a really great foundation for my skin. I do have combo skin, so we shall see, but we're gonna do a wear test and we'll see what it's all about. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Definitely grab a snack and subscribe if you have not already. My regular video schedule is resuming this week, so new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So subscribe if you like me. Anyways, let's go ahead and just get on with this foundation first impression. Let's put the hair behind the ears. It looks a little funny, but needs to be done. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and just prime because I want to use products that I normally would, just so that I can give the foundation a fair shot. So since this is a drugstore foundation, I'm gonna keep the majority of the products all drugstore. So I'm gonna start off with the NYX Bear With Me Multitasking Spray. I love this before and after makeup, but especially before, it's just like super refreshing. So I'm just gonna spritz my face. Especially in the winter time, I feel like primer water is just like a must. So my T-zone is the oil spot on my face, so I'm gonna go in with a primer serum first just to like really make the makeup last, and then I'm gonna use a putty primer from e.l.f. just right on my T-zone just to help control any shine that may be peeking through throughout the day. So for my primer serum, I'm gonna use this one from Wet n Wild. The first time that I used this, I wasn't a fan of it, but after that, you can see I've been using it. I started using more of it, and I just really like the way that my makeup looks throughout the day whenever I use this. So it's a serum. It's really just meant to hydrate your face and just really prep it for makeup, and your makeup does adhere really well to it, which I do really like. So I'm just gonna put this on all over. It's a really nice everyday primer too because it's like super lightweight. And then for my T-zone, I'm gonna use just a little bit of my e.l.f. matte putty primer. I have really been loving this, and it's just so smoothing and so amazing. So I'm just gonna take, it looks like this, it's like a balm. And I'm gonna just take this specifically on the forehead and the T-zone. All right, cool. Now we can get into the foundation. So this foundation says it's a luminous natural skin finish, buildable, light to medium coverage, and it's supposed to be long wearing. And again, it's supposed to protect your skin against blue light. So it says it's supposed to make your skin look youthful, glowy, and of course this is cruelty-free, vegan, and made in the US. Woo, we love that. I think this is gonna be a good color. It doesn't look too yellow, and it looks good. Definitely is evening out my skin tone, which I really like. It is like a pretty light coverage foundation. It's like still covering up though. It's not like totally light to the point where you're getting no type of coverage, but it looks really pretty. It feels hydrating on the skin. I mean, I did use that hydrating serum, but like it feels a little bit cooling, just like pouncing this into my face. Okay, so I'm gonna build it up because I wanna see how it looks when you build it up. Okay, so I'm just building it up. Ooh, it builds up really nicely, wow. It smells like paint a little bit, like nothing crazy, but it's definitely a little bit. Okay, so here we have, of course, the foundation on this side, and I think the color is like perfect. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize or anything, but and then this is like no foundation, so you can clearly see the difference. I love how this just evened out my skin tone and really gave me some nice coverage, even just with one layer. It was like pretty like good light coverage, and then when you build it up, it's really nice medium coverage, which I do appreciate. It's a little bit of a moussey, kind of thicker formula too, so it's not like super runny. My current favorite foundation is from Wet n Wild. It's their Dewy Finish foundation, and this one is a little bit thicker than that one, especially when you build it up. That one from Wet n Wild, and even like the NYX Born to Glow, they are a little bit more like runny, whereas this one's definitely a little bit thicker. I definitely do see the natural finish. I don't see really any dew peeking through, even though I did use that hydrating serum underneath, and I don't notice it being too matte. So it's definitely a natural finish foundation. You can see the coverage was definitely really buildable. I don't feel the need, honestly, maybe because I have foundation already in this sponge, but I don't feel the need to do another layer on this side just because I feel like the coverage is pretty even on both. Blended in really nicely, and the shade looks to be really, really good. I feel like it looks like it's oxidizing like slightly, like it looks a little bit darker. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll see how it looks after I like set the makeup and everything. And I have no filter on my camera. This is my skin, this is how it looks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be right back. I'll see how it looks. I'll let you guys know if like it oxidized or anything. I feel like it does look a little bit darker though, versus when I first applied it. I don't know, we'll see when the completed look is all done. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back. So here is the completed look. I will leave the details down below for you guys if you're interested. This is just like my everyday makeup look that you guys have seen a million times on my channel. This is what everything is looking like. I don't know about you guys, but I do feel like this foundation did oxidize, like just looking at myself in person and on the viewfinder. It's not that bad, but I do feel like it did get slightly darker on me. But you know, so far I do like the coverage of it. I feel like it does feel and look really good on the skin. It feels comfortable, and I mean, I'm liking it. I don't have any complaints. I did set my makeup though, because that's always a must for me. I used my Haley's Beauty Retouch Loose Setting Powder, which you guys know if you watch me, this is my holy grail. So I used that, and then I also did set my makeup with some setting spray, and I'm currently loving the LA Girl setting spray as of recently. It's so good, super lightweight, but it really keeps your makeup in place all day. So that is what I used, and then, you know, I used some butter bronzer, some Essence Pure Nude highlighter. Also my eyeshadow, I used the Nude Mood palette from Colourpop, which I'm obsessed with, these like shades right here, and then I used a little bit of this color right in the inner corner. So long story short, that is what's on my face. So yeah, right now it is approximately 1:19 p.m. so I'm just gonna, you know, go about my day. It's actually a snow day, so I'm not gonna be doing any strenuous activities, but I will come back in a few hours and I'll let you guys know what I think. But you know, so far I'm not hating it, so we'll see if my thoughts change in a little bit. So I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. It is late, but here we are. So it is now 11:38 p.m. So I have been wearing this makeup for close to 11 hours at this point. So this is what everything is looking like. I haven't touched up. I didn't use powder, blotting sheet, even though clearly it is much needed, but I didn't do that because I wanted you guys to see how everything looked after a full day. And the only thing that I really did was just reapply my lip color right before filming this video. But here we are. What do you guys think? Overall, honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the way this is looking. I mean, for the most part, I would say 85% of my makeup is still in place. It did fade a little bit around my nose, but I was using a tissue earlier, so I feel like that's kind of like bound to happen. Also, in between my brows, it did kind of separate a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I feel like it's one of those things that you can't really notice unless you're super up close and personal to me. But I think for this being almost 11 hours of wearing with no touching up, I feel like it looks pretty good. I mean, I've had worse. I know it doesn't look completely perfect, but like I said, I've had foundations where, I mean, I look like this after just like 3-4 hours of wearing it. So I feel like for the amount of time that I've been wearing the foundation, I do think it looks pretty good. I started getting super oily, I would say probably around the 9-hour mark. For the most part, I feel like the foundation was intact for most of the day. I mean, of course, the primers, it did help, but the foundation itself held up pretty nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and just touch up on camera right now because I am dying for a blotting sheet. So I'm gonna just use my Palladio Rice Paper blotting sheets. These are my absolute favorites. You can get them at Sally's Beauty and they're the best things ever. So I'm just gonna take one of these and I'm ready for this. This is what I've been waiting for. And if you see some little like black splotches right here, I do have black eyeshadow like in some spots of my hair, and like, you know, it's been a long day, so it's probably like all coming down on me. I am gonna get in the shower right after this video. It is much needed, so let's do it. Okay, so of course there's a lot of oil on my face. I mean, it's been a long day. It looks disgusting, but just to show you guys, my face was pretty oily. It was mostly my forehead and like around my nose. Like that's usually the main oil spot on my face anyway, but for the most part, everything else is like pretty on point. So I'm gonna go in and just kind of touch up a little bit. I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. I kind of like fell in love with this again, and it's one of my favorite affordable powders. So I'm just gonna take this with a little Fenty brush, and I'm just gonna kind of touch up a little bit around my face just to see if this helps a little bit. So that is what it looks like after touching up. I think it definitely looks a lot better. Doesn't look perfect, but it looks a little bit better, especially the forehead. I feel like that's like the main concern on my face always, but I mean, a blotting sheet fixes that in literally like less than a minute. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. This is what the face looks like after I blotted and touched up. And for the most part, honestly, you guys, I'm pretty impressed. I should have mentioned it earlier on, but I did try out Milani's 2-in-1 foundation a couple of times, like when it first came out. I wasn't a fan of it. It just felt like it was really heavy and really cakey on my skin. But for me, this one feels a lot more lightweight than that one. And I feel like the lasting power is a lot better on my skin personally versus their like original 2-in-1 foundation. So I really like it. I think this is a really great everyday friendly foundation. If I was wearing this on a daily basis, I feel like I could wear it with like a more natural glam look and it would be super pretty. I think the lasting power is really great, and I like how the coverage is light to buildable. It's not super full coverage, so I feel like it is really nice for every single day. The finish is natural. It's not like too luminous, even though the claim, I believe, yeah, it says a luminous natural skin finish. I don't really see a ton of luminosity. I mean, it's definitely not matte, but I would say it's more natural than anything. And I'm really impressed with it. I mean, it did fade a little bit right here in this area and like around my nose, but I feel like that's kind of bound to happen if you're like, you know, blowing your nose, using tissues, wiping your face, scratching your face. It's kind of bound to happen, but like everywhere else on my face, the foundation is in place and intact. The only concern for me earlier was that it did oxidize a little bit, but throughout the day, it didn't get any darker versus like after I applied my powder and everything. But just know that it is gonna oxidize very little. It's not gonna be super orange and super like dark and crazy, but you're definitely gonna see a little bit of a slight color change. So just something to keep in mind. But overall, I think it is a very pretty foundation. I feel like the lasting power of it overall is pretty good. I mean, it's not like totally intact. I can't say that I like it more than the new Wet n Wild foundation, but I do like the foundation. I think it's like right below that, and I can see myself wearing this on an everyday basis just because it is really pretty on the skin. For me, wearing this for like what, almost 11 hours, it looks really good. And I mean, it could have been a lot worse, so I'm happy with it. But let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and that is it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.